Hey, Huli, welcome. First in the chat. Good to see you today. How's your Saturday going? Hopefully get some people on here. I don't know, this could be very short today, as usual. I don't know if a lot of people are going to join the middle of the afternoon on a Saturday. Got some stuff done, sitting around, got a little bored, started getting into it on Thor with some people. So I thought I'd vent my frustration here on my channel. Who all else is there? Guys, jump on in, say hello. Hey, Susie, how are you? One of my only pretty religiously watched YouTubers. I watch Susie and K Pro, and that's about it. Ben sometimes when I can catch him, but he's only been on once in the last week or so. Guess he's been busy or working on something. And I think he said Monday something's coming. Kind of interested in that. See what Ben's got for us on Monday. Chase therapy. That's right, Susie. I gotta release some frustrations from people on Thor. Although I'm thinking I'm going to be in the minority here today in this discussion, but maybe not. I don't know. I think I can guess where the two of you stand. Oh, excellent, Holy. That's great. That is fantastic. No, I do not. I'll just yeah, I'll just say it. I'll say it a few times because we'll have people coming in and out. But I do not think the log's the same. There are definitely similarities. Um, someone's I don't the weather isn't good enough explanation for me to describe that crack being gone and some other differences. I think I'm gonna guess Hooli thinks it is the log. What do you say, Hooli? I'm guessing you think it is the same log. Susie, you're on my side. You don't think it was the log? At least I got someone here on my side. Not certain on the log. Oh, I definitely don't like HOB. Well, I mean, it's no secret. I don't like the location at all. Now, I'm saying it could be 9 Mile Hole. I'm not saying it definitely can't be, but I haven't seen enough, not even close to enough for me to be convinced it's 9 Mile Hole. And there's just things that are wrong when you look at it. Have you seen the GPS of where the log is? It's like no paddle up your creek, stop at some random point, and then start wandering around in the woods. I mean, it doesn't jive very well with what I think it should be, anyways. Same tree, yeah, certainly it's the same. I think they're both lodge poles, um, and they're similar, yeah, but no, not the same. And now it's like everyone's gonna think it's the same, and I think K Pro's convinced. Hey, well, at least Cynthia doesn't have to go running around Yellowstone anymore looking for a twig. I don't know what she's gonna do with her time now. Rudy too. Rudy's been doing a lot of time in Yellowstone. Well, I mean, he's the one who found it, but I said that wasn't a really big secret. I mean, that's who I suspected all along, that it was Rudy. I mean, he's the only one that's anywhere near obsessed as Cynthia is, and Justin. But I knew it wouldn't have been Justin. So it was one of those three. It was just process of elimination, really. Everyone's always, I don't know. It seems like people are always in such a rush to make things fit, and there's no way in the world the poem is going to take you to a 12 by 12 spot in that location. Hey, Slednet, good to see you in here. We don't think Jason Northface. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I know I haven't seen him around in a while. I mean, next time I see him, I'll ask him in the chat if it was his initials, but I haven't seen him in quite a while. I know, sadly, his mom passed. I think it was his mom, and then he came back for one or two live streams, and then haven't seen him again. Yeah, definitely, definitely, Susie. Hey, Adam. It's a Rudy. I stand by my initial view that Rudy's log, although similar, is not the log. Thank you. All right. I thought I was going to be alone. Tough to, yeah. I'm almost certain Sledneck doesn't think it's the same log. I see what he says. I think he thinks it was outside the park, which I don't agree with. But I mean, I'm just saying. I think that's your stance, right, Sled? You think it was outside the park somewhere? I don't know, Montana. He filmed up in that area. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, he'd been out there a bunch, posted photos and videos of Madison and. Oh, Jason does? Has a ton of names? Oh, I didn't know. I know someone said he was another name one time, but I don't even remember what that was. I didn't know he had others. It is being pushed hard, Adam. I was getting shredded on Thor. It's funny. None of you guys post on Thor. I'd seen Sledneck a couple times. I think you probably got banned, right, Sled? Right. See, I was right. Yeah, that's what I remembered you saying. It wasn't in the park. Um, so I know, but I've never seen Adam post, Susie or Hooli on Thor. And I had seen Slednet back, a few years ago, but I think, yeah, I think he got banned. I didn't even know that was Rudy's photo. Yeah. I mean, that was my original guess. It just seemed obvious to me that it was Rudy. Banned long ago, yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Reasonably intelligent, Adam? Is that all the credit you're giving her? I mean, yeah, there's no way. No 12 by 12 spot. It's just crazy how you're supposed, I mean, to think you got to find that chest just by wandering around in the woods. It's certainly not what Forrest envisioned, or at least how he told us he envisioned it. Personal problems with the administration. Yeah, that's funny. That's to the point now that if you don't agree, you are attacked. Yeah, I mean, that's okay. That doesn't bother me. It just bothers me how everyone just, I don't know. Same reason I get bothered when people say it's not in Yellowstone, I guess. I can't really throw stones. I do the same crap, I guess. My last stream, or the last couple, I went off. Well, Sled, hopefully for you, I'll lose my bet, but I got a bet with Toby $1,000 that it was in the park. I don't know how this is ever going to come to light, because now they filed this, motion for protective order, and which I mentioned to someone. I don't know, it was in the stream or on a post, but I'm surprised he hadn't filed that way back when. I mean, I don't know what Hanasco was waiting for. That would have been an initial movie he should have made right away when they scheduled the deposition the first time. Uh, it's really, really strange to me that he waited until now. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was all I mean, what if this is all? I don't mean like Chase Inc. or anything like that, but what if this has been orchestrated by the parties, by uh, by Carl, Hanasco, Jack, to they exhaust, so they wait to the very last moment, right? Because look, when the government came in, right? Hanasco and Jack, Hanasco didn't even, well, I can't say if he attended the hearing because I don't know if he was there by phone, but I assume he would have. He didn't say anything. He didn't file any type of opposition. Um, Even though I don't think Jack's actually a party, but since it was based on the depot, he certainly could have been heard at the hearing. So that was really strange to me that Hanasco didn't do anything, either file a response or make some kind of argument at the hearing. So that was the second thing that was surprising me. And then now they wait until the last moment to file this motion for protective order. And it took the government saying that it's potential criminal liability. I mean, it's just a loaded crap. I mean, what, for taking it from the park? Is that what the criminal liability is? And it's just potential. Didn't really say they will arrest them. I mean, maybe they're just hoping, this is like a due care issue. So Hanasco's filed the motion for protective order to cover Jack's due care one last time, waited to the last moment in hopes that it gets denied so Jack can say everything and be done with it. What do you guys think of that? Perhaps? Is that crazy, or maybe? If you aren't totally along with the narrative that it is the log, you are a loon and a nutcase. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of loons, I saw Dave posted a new video today. Made me laugh. I like watching his videos. But maybe, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being way too hopeful. Uh, but I really think Jack just wants to blab it and be done with this. I really do. And I don't know. And I think Carl may want to as well. But again, they're in a position where they have to do whatever they can to look like they want to stop it. I look at the clouds and rate them on a 1 to 10 scale, how yes they are. Oh, we have E Sloan Cloud. Oh, you Eric Sloan guys. No idea what you're talking about. That's one area of the chase I did not poke into whatsoever, not even a single second. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're not going to tell us, you know. It's possible though. I mean, it's possible because the government, they still can't stop him from speaking at the depot. He can, they can say they're going to arrest him, and I mean they're going to do what they're going to do. It still doesn't mean he can't come out with the solution. Jack needs to be a hero, man. Everyone dislikes Jack. I'm not going to speak for 500 of us, but most people dislike Jack. So I mean, what better way for him to be like, "Fuck you, government. I'm going to give the solution. Do what you got to do." What's the most that'll happen to him? A misdemeanor, and it gets expunged, and he does no time, and he pays a fine. That's it. It'd be worth it. He'll be able to sell the chest, make a couple million, then he could sell the story. I mean, it would be worth it. And oh my God, what a story. The fighter takes one for the community and gets arrested, lets himself get arrested just so he can tell the community the solve. I mean, that would be fantastic. Fantastic. But he doesn't strike me as that kind of guy. But I hope I'm wrong, man. I hope I'm wrong. Hey, all right, Adam. Glad you stopped in anyways, man. It's not the log. Thank you. Well, I'm glad to see we have a mostly not the log group. That makes me happy. Oh yeah, it's like 11 o'clock over there, and or 10 o'clock. It's party time. over in England. So anyway, so yeah, it's not the log. No way. I mean, I got into some argument with some guy on Thor. He's like saying how wood does this and that. I'm like, dude, that huge split is not going to close like that. No way. And there's a couple other little things on there that didn't seem to match up either. I don't. I think it's definitely being pushed, but not intended to be pushed. But the result of what they're doing is they are pushing it on us, but not purposely for any nefarious reason. It is definitely within the definition of being pushed on us. It's being pushed. They're putting it out there constantly. I don't think that, Cynthia. She's just whatever. She'd believe anything. I'm sorry, but. And I know Rudy, he wants to believe it, obviously, because he went out there and found it. It's just not enough. It's not enough. I want Jack to say it. Semi-intelligent. Yeah, it's being pushed now. If it's a particular, and when I say it's being pushed, I just mean they're just putting it out strongly, right? I don't think there's some conspiracy or that they're doing it for any bad reason. My inbox is always open. But it is, I mean, so what now? So, K-Pro indicated on Thor that she thought it was the log, right? So now what? So they just stopped? Cynthia's done. Rudy's done. Certainly Justin's going to believe it. So, is that it? I mean, Ben doesn't. Well, Ben seems torn. You got to cut through the BS with Ben. Ben, I like his show, but then he says things, and I don't think he even believes it. He just says it to bring thought and get people talking and stir up people. He's an instigator kind of. But I think he's not convinced either, from what I can tell. So he claims he's got something coming Monday. I hope it's something good. We'll see, and I hope he's in the not believe camp as well. They will find a reason to return. Maybe. I mean, Mike's ready. Mike wants to do his Beacon Star and all that other stuff he does. Do comics. I guess he's into what he wants to buy 20,000 comics. The Calazar's comic store on the strip there. He's over this, man. He's done. And then I'm having an argument. Like, see, this is hard to have an argument with people that aren't as caught up. And I don't mean this like we're better than anybody. It's just knowledge based, right? Like, it's hard to have a discussion with people that aren't as caught up as all of us are, because they don't have all the information, right? Like, I was into something. I wasn't really arguing with the guy, but I said something. Oh, that theory matches the auction website. And then he goes, "What auction website?" I'm like, "Huh? Are you new here?" And then the guy's been around for a while. I mean, I've seen him on Thor for a couple years. And he didn't know what the auction website was. I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Okay, dude. Well, I can't help you." But anyways, that's really. I mean, I don't really have a whole lot of time. I wanted to get that log stuff out, but Toby hasn't paid me my 1,000 yet. I'll be sure to let everyone know when that happens. Which maybe never. Toby strikes me as the kind of guy where, I'd show the DNA says 99.9% confirmed. It's like, oh, but it's got to be 100. It's got to be 100. I'm not going to pay you. But I'll take it easy on Toby because he has, he put something out, I think, a couple days ago. I didn't even watch it. No need. And then this woman, what about this woman that intervened? Does anyone know her? She seems new. She's probably been around in the chat somewhere or on Thor under her name, but Slednick, you know the woman that filed the motion to intervene? She says it was in New Mexico, I think, or something. How many more motions to intervene do we get before this is all over? We've had, what, 3 in the last week and a half. Oh, she's out there. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of, people, let them file it. Let them file those motions to intervene. More chaos, the better. More likely we get an answer. I know that's not a popular opinion, but yeah, exactly. Hey there, K Silent Film, 1920. Natural Bridge. Yeah, she is. Yeah, right. Silent Film. It has happened before with the GPS. I mean, that was what a debacle that was. Why are they pushing the log storyline? Well, like I was saying, and I don't even, it's not that I like or dislike K-Pro. I'm kind of neutral with her. I like Mike. Neutral K-Pro. I don't feel one way or the other. I think maybe I think the looking for the good in people, I think they actually believe it's the log, right? I think that's why they're pushing it, because they actually believe it. Now, I could be, maybe I'm being naive. But I think they believe it. And look, I can see how someone believes it because it's similar. There are some similarities there. So, I think they're ignoring the obvious differences. But, maybe, but if there is some kind of motive, maybe it's, look, I can go there. I can come up with ideas. I wouldn't necessarily believe them, but you can say maybe the family's telling them to push it so this would all be over, right? I don't know. Other than that, look, it doesn't. For those who think, if the idea is Capro and Mike are sticking around, you're making money off the chase and this and that, well, then they wouldn't be agreeing to the log, right? Because that only hurts the channel, because they'll stop doing Fenn. No one watches that Beacon Star stuff. No offense to Mike, but people just aren't that interested in it. Because once Fenn stops, the trickle overs will stop. Half the people that sit there watch because they're part of the Fenn community. So the log just hurts the channel by agreeing to it, I think. So that makes me believe there is no real nefarious purpose to pushing it, just that they believe it. But I could be wrong, there's all kinds, the chest was moved. That's a conspiracy that seems to be gaining some traction. I've seen a few people now talking about it. It was moved, it was found somewhere in the park and moved to 9 Mile Hole. I don't know. I guess that's possible. I was of the opinion that Jack definitely moved it if he did find it in 2019. So I guess, when I thought he moved it, I'm thinking he moved it within 100 feet or something like that, right? Like and stuck it in the ground and covered it up. I wouldn't have thought he would put it in his car, drive, wherever, and then hide it again. That I wasn't thinking. Forrest did not want the solution known. He said as much. So why believe anyone that holds him? Yeah. Yeah, he did say that. But, I think he said that for the finder's sake, you know? Uh, I mean, I tend to think if he really didn't want the solution known and he knows what's happening now, he'd just say, give it up, right? I don't think he would have thought it would get like this. I mean, if this was my grandfather and all this shit was being said about him and he's gone and I promised him I wouldn't reveal a solution, I'd still reveal it to clear his name because, Forrest's name, maybe not for me, but for a large percentage of the people is just smeared. And that's unfortunate. And let me tell you something, if it turns out it is 9 Mile Hole, it'll be smeared for me too, because I mean he flat out was lied. Okay. I mean if that's the spot, okay, at 9 Mile Hole where that log is, Forrest flat out lied. So, all right, Susie, we'll be here for a little bit. Disagree. His voice sounded sad and miserable, not caring for Jack's benefits. What do you mean? His voice sounded sad and miserable when he said he didn't want the solution out? Remember in the Medium article, or was it the second one? I don't know. There were 2 articles, right? One of them, he was, it was unbelievable, or whatever his language was, what Forrest did to protect the finder. Remember that language? It came off as being Forrest really bent over backwards to help Jack. And I don't think just keeping the solution quiet is bending over backwards, right? I think there was something there. The daughters were going to tell us it was a hoax. Shiloh is the only hope for his grandfather's legacy. I agree, Slednet. I agree. So much confusion in this. It's always something. Forrest said whoever found the chest would want to broadcast, but things got out of hand, threats, and maybe he figured it should. Yeah, and then towards the end, he said maybe not. He said maybe the finder won't say anything. Because maybe, remember he said that a few times that the finder's not going to be able to keep it quiet. He said it more than once. And then towards the end, I think it was around 2019, we'd have to go check. I'd be curious what the date was, but I thought, I'm trying to remember, but I think it was around 2019 that he changed and said he might not. Maybe that's because he knew Jack was close and Jack told him he wasn't going to say anything. Or 2, maybe it's because he found out about Serpa and then he realized, well, shit, the finder's definitely not going to say anything because of this Serpa thing. I don't know. There's so many, again, without information, we got to fill in the holes, and there's so many different scenarios that could fill a hole. It's crazy. I mean, Shiloh, Shiloh did you see Dave? Dave's a trip. Dave's video, he's got Shiloh like represented by this devil cartoon or something. I don't think Shiloh's a devil, but he definitely needs to step up and say something. And so then we have K-Pro saying, the answers are coming after the court, after court's over, after the cases are settled or whatever. We'll see about that. I don't know. I sure hope so, man. I sure hope so. But right now, Forrest's legacy, it's in the toilet. I mean, it just is, sadly. I mean, it's just so unfortunate it had to go down like this. Searchers would say, "What took them so long once the spot was known?" He changed it as time went on. Yeah, yeah. Ah, man, could have ended so much better. And then now, people. I haven't, I'm surprised that people have mentioned that Forrest committed suicide. Surprised that the thoughts haven't been out there that all this is why he did that, because it's a mess. He screwed up. And he just said, "Fuck it. I'm 90. I'm sick anyways. See you later." Yeah, Sledneck. Nice question. Yeah, I saw that. What was it, $40,000? 80,000? I'm like, I thought that shit was $1 million, according to Forrest. See, and these auctions, I think, are gonna give people an idea of how unknown Forrest was. Like, outside of searchers, I don't think people are gonna pay amounts for that stuff, you know? I mean, searchers are gonna buy it and pay whatever, but I don't think all that collection is that important to a whole lot of people outside of the search community. Maybe I'm wrong though. I mean, I don't know anything about that, so that's just a it's just an opinion, unsupported by anything. But it's like, it goes back to that talk of putting a plaque at 9 Mile Hole. I'm like, that's not enforced. That's for important people in the park. Like government people, presidents, senators, people from 200 years ago. I think Serpa changed a ton. Yeah, I just wonder how much else convo fines charged. Yeah, see, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's a piece that should not be sold. It belongs in a museum. Is that what Forrest said? You have it in quotes. Did Forrest say that? Yeah, I vaguely recall something about that, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, I wonder what happened on that discussion with Sarah Davis. Who knows? But I mean, there's no mention of Carl being involved, which was odd. Which could just be Forrest saying, "I don't need a lawyer for this. I'll talk to her." Forrest probably. I could see him being like that. Oh, an Indiana Jones quote. Gotcha. No, I don't mean because of the government. I'm just saying just because of the total mess and disaster he created here at the end, or that Jack created, one or the other, and he just didn't want to deal with it anymore. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily believe it. I'm just saying. I'm just you know those are thoughts people are having. Jack may have already been fined. Yeah, maybe that would be public record though, so be able to get that. I think Forrest put on a persona. I do not think he lied about anything. Old school thinking and a bit sneaky. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't, silent film. I don't think he lied either. I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to think that, but if 9 Mile Hole turns out accurate, he lied. I mean, that's just it. Oh, they did. What is it? A rerun? Or how come I never get these things? Oh, I do have it. Well, shit. I guess. Oh, it's not. But is it alive? or just a video they put up? Oh, I guess everyone's gonna go watch that. Ah, fuck. This is just gonna make me so angry. I know it. I'm gonna be boiling. All right, guys. Well, I know everyone wants to watch this, so we'll go watch that, and I'll pick this up later, or maybe another day or something. All right, guys. We'll see you. If I have time, I'll come back on after this. But if not, I'll talk to you guys later.